We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity.
We know the air is unfit to breathe and our food is unfit to eat. As if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
Silence! The great and powerful Oz knows why you have come.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature.
Don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts.
With Jason Bermas.
And who loves you? And who do you love?
One example, so you'll see, because I don't want to bore you with detailed plans, but they are detailed in my mind. We came out of COVID first. I described that in my book, My Conversations with Albert Bourla of Pfizer, and I persuaded him to give tiny Israel the necessary vaccines to get us out first from the COVID. And the reason I could do that is because we have a database, 98%, a medical database, 98% of our population has digitized medical records and little card. And anywhere you go in any hospital in Israel, north, south, doesn't make any difference. Boom, you punch it in and you know everything about this patient for the last 20 years. I said, we'll use that to tell you whether these vaccines, what do they do to people, not individual people, not with their individual identities, but statistically, what does it do to people with, meningitis? What does it do to people with high blood pressure? What is it? You want to know that. So Israel became, if you will, the lab for Pfizer, and that's how we did it. We got it out, and we gave the information to the world. Not only it's been published in medical magazines and so on. That's a database we have. I intend to bring on that database of personal medical records for entire population, a genetic database, genomes, okay? Give me a saliva sample, volunteer. But I'm sure most people would do it. Maybe we'll pay them. Now we have a genetic record on a medical record of a robust population. You have to have diversified populations. We have people from 100 lands. This is a very powerful engine. Now let pharma companies, let medical companies, let them run algorithms on this database, okay? I'm telling you right away that I'll give preference for a few years to Israeli firms, but you can create, and then to the world, but you can create, a biotechnological industry that is unheard of right now, unimagined even. And these are just the examples. So we can become stave off Iran, become a light unto the nations in groundbreaking.
Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and Merry Christmas. In fact, Santa Claus is in the house. Say hello, Santa. Merry Christmas, everybody. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, wait a minute. Is it Fourth Industrial Revolution, Santa? Why, it's Jack Skellington posing as Santa Claus. Kind of like Netanyahu just posed as some kind of benevolent savior when talking about Israel, quote, being Pfizer's laboratory, and that there will be a vast DNA database where maybe they'll have to bribe some people, de Blasio style, with some money. Maybe a cheeseburger, fries. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But that's what we're leading with, because when I saw this, guys, it was just too much. Had to do a show on it. Haven't been live since, I believe, Wednesday, right? So I've been itching to get back on the air. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I've already had an awesome holiday. I hope you have too. I'm going to continue to do so after this. And by the way, I want to thank from the bottom of my heart all of the Bermas Brigade out there that makes this broadcast possible, because we're kind of on a maiden voyage here. And I want to let everybody know that if you want a voice, if you want to do something, not necessarily just in broadcasting, but overall anywhere, you can find a way. And it's through you guys' support, number one, that any of this is possible. But a buddy of mine, the guy that Shade the Motion Picture with, he said, if you purchase a $6,000 Mac, then you don't need all that quote-unquote BS. And he says, hashtag waste of space. But I beg to differ, my friend. What you're looking at right here is my makeshift studio that I'm broadcasting from right now. Anybody can do it. It did not cost that much money. Right in front of me, it is, granted, a laptop that retail will cost you $1,000. Go to a pawn shop around the holiday season. Got it for $300. So that's $300. The mic in front of me, I don't know, you tell me how it sounds. I think the Marantz is a pretty quality mic, $60 mic, okay? The interface over here, I actually do have an interface because I'm going to be here a while. I'm probably going to be taking interviews. I'm going to try to do mixed martial mindset with Fitch, and if I play clips, I want them to be able to hear it. It's much smoother to have a board to interface that with and a bunch of cords going in and out. That was like a $200 purchase. The stand that the TV behind it's like $80 purchase on Amazon. Okay, the TV I got for $15, and the other one's a $10 thrift store find. Lights are my ladies, but for $700 you can get yourself into a pretty pro studio. I use XSplit, by the way, totally recommend it. You can get XSplit right now with VCam Pro, lifetime license, like $120. Use the promo code Bermas. I am pushing that because people ask me all the time, how do you do this? Well, it's with this basic setup, and over on the left-hand side will be my guests or my videos. I monitor all of my streams on my laptop. I actually control the show by the big screen, and then all the little stories that we go over on the right-hand side. And there's some stories to go over. All right? Let's put it into perspective, what Netanyahu just said. He basically said, hey, as a nation state, I gave my populace up, okay, carte blanche to Pfizer as their lab, and that they want a specific genetic DNA database on top of the already very, very dangerous track trace medical database that he discussed over the last 20 years of 98% of the population. No, thank you. No, thank you, Mr. Netanyahu. And look, I would be lying to you if I told you I kept up on internal Israeli politics, but somehow this guy's the prime minister again. Last time I followed it, and I had discussions about it, what was it, like a year and a half, 2 years ago? Maybe that's just their term. I don't know what happened, but there were like two parts to the election, I think. Very complex. But now he's back in power. And boy, if that video of him talking the way he's talking and acting the way he's acting and being so confident about it doesn't bother you, well, I got news for you. That's for everywhere. And that's why we talk about the fourth industrial revolution and the Internet of Bodies. Police seize on COVID-19 tech to expand global surveillance. It's a huge, huge article in the AP, by the way. In the Associated Press, really? Wow, they built some track trace database societies out of it? An AP investigation has found that COVID-19 accelerated and normalized state surveillance and tracking tools that are now being used to investigate crime and harass marginalized communities. And of course, with this, they want to make it about equity and diversity. But the bottom line is This is against the human race. That's what the whole species, everybody. We got to stop getting hung up on the color of people's skin or even what their political values are for the most part, unless they are bending the knee to this agenda and aggressively being anti-human, many of which don't understand it and don't know it. But do you want, they are not going to give these rights up. This is an extensive piece, a down the line extensive piece. But at the same time, we've been reporting on this for how long? And it's almost like saying, yeah, no kidding. That's like saying the sky is blue outside. Merry Christmas. But hey, you know, in a world of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. That's where we're at, guys. By the way, thumbs up, subscribe, and share. I'm going to be doing a pre-record tonight so that there will be a broadcast over at redvoicemedia.com/Jason tomorrow. I hope everybody's really enjoying those Monday through Thursday live shows. Really having fun interviewing interesting people on top of going through the daily news and looking at it in a perspective that is historical. So we're not always talking about the same thing over and over and over and over again in the same news cycle over and over and over again. Now, does that mean that I'm not kind of repetitious at times? You bet I am. You bet I'm hammering this home. I don't have a huge audience, guys. I got some hardcore people out there, and again, thank you so much. The links are down below if you want to support me. But without you guys, I wouldn't be able to reach so many other people. You know, sometimes people just come across a video or two, and it gets them thinking and gets them down on that path. And they're not a Jason Bermas fan. They don't keep up. They don't listen to reality rants every day. But you guys that spread the links, that get the MP3s and the podcasts, and that join Premium, and that are on Rockfin, thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas, especially to you guys. Again, I hope everybody's really enjoying their time out there. And this is just like a cutaway. I know it's mid-afternoon for most, so many of you are gearing up to go out for dinner, maybe the second round, or just letting the kids play with the toys. Been plenty of Xbox, specifically Goat Simulator around here. That always makes me smile. Really just, for me, Christmas is for the kids, right? I was at a mall Santa line. And you think malls are dead? I'll tell you what. When I come here in Virginia, this mall I go to, not dead at all. Busy all the time. My girlfriend, God bless her, stood in line for an hour for this thing. But I got to tell you, I didn't really ever, I didn't have the opportunity really to get upset. Why? Because every time I looked over, there was some kid that was just super excited to see Santa. Magic of Christmas. And they want to take it away from you. I promise you, they want to take it away from you. They want to take that away from you. They don't want you to have independent movement. They don't want you to be able to do what you want, eat what you want, travel where you want, own what you want. It's just the way of the world, I guess. So, a bunch of other stories to get into, including this one here, which I've tweeted about, but I haven't gone over, and I think is extremely important. By the way, I'm going to maybe get into some of the questions and comments. So if you've got them down the line, now's the time to start putting them in there, and we will get to you maybe after some of these stories. Spooks infiltrate Silicon Valley. Facebook is riddled with ex-CIA agents. You don't say. Including President's briefer, who now runs harmful content team. So many ex-FBI work at Twitter. They have Slack channel, and Google is rife with ex-CIA. Alan McLeod is doing a hell of a job. A hell of a job. I mean, top ranks. Look at these people. All right? In a video posted on Facebook's website, Aaron Berman, the president's former briefer at the CIA, explained how he is managed of a team that writes the rules for Facebook. Let's just put that on. They're so proud of themselves.
My name is Aaron. I've been with Facebook for 2 years now. I'm a product policy manager.
What does your job entail?
We're part of the team that writes the rules for Facebook. If something violates our standards for safety and security, what Facebook could, should, can do.
You and your team are faced with very important decisions, especially when it comes to content.
There's very little agreement whether we should be leaving more content up, taking more content down, with any particular rule or issue that we're looking at, where something has come up where the rules are not 100% clear. We're not going to make everybody happy.
How does your team work on that?
Transparency is incredibly important in the work that I do. How do we...
Transparency. I mean, again, these people say whatever they want. Transparency. They say the buzzwords, the talking points, the Bernaysian bullshits.
We think about the balance between harmful content and protecting freedom of speech. It's a balance.
Does it ever make you feel uncomfortable to be put in a position where you're having to draw the lines?
Yes, and I think it should make me uncomfortable, and all of us who do this work. If 99% of the people are expressing themselves, sharing their family photos, exchanging ideas, and 0.001% are encouraging violence or spreading harmful content, that can ruin...
Spreading harmful content. Let's just stop right there. Because this, you hear the piano music? No, I don't know how you sleep at night censoring the truth and managing a narrative that is driving us past track trace database into fourth industrial, internet of bodies, medical techno-fascism. You pump, oh, but he's got a he's got a little beard and he's got a sweater on. He's non-threatening. He looks like he's a vegan. Pretty skinny. I mean, come on. I'm so done with it. If you're committing a crime or you're putting up explicit content, hey, those are what the rules are for. If you're censoring individuals on behalf of a predator class narrative driven by the bureaucracies of many governments and many institutions and many intelligence apparatuses, like that guy, no thank you. Get it out of here. But why is this guy even there? Because they are now getting even more open about it. You know, I keep hearing about great victories, and the great victories, I hate to tell you folks, have to be in our individual lives on a daily basis. That is what is important right now. That is what is important. We do need to get together. Let me give you a microcosm story before we go back to this guy. It should make you uncomfortable when you're censoring the truth. Remember, it's not just misinformation and disinformation, which is ludicrous. They say it's taken out of context. It's now malinformation, and it's pre-bunking. You understand? Getting you ready for pre-crime. So the microcosm is Kari Lake. Now, I don't want to go too far. We're here on YouTube. But Kari Lake thinks there might have been some fraud going on in her election. She puts together a case and a legal team and sues. Goes forward a little bit, and then the judge just stops it. It doesn't go to a jury trial. It doesn't go to a jury trial. Now, on the flip side of that, somebody like Lindell can make claims about the 2020 election and certain voting machines, and then that company can sue him into the ground. And you bet they'll get their day in court. You bet they'll get their day in court. So fair. I love this system. It's fantastic. Don't you, Santa? Santa loves the system too. They just took his head off and made him Jack Skellington. I hope you guys are having fun. We're trying to have fun. Let's go back to Mr. CIA Day.
The thing for everybody. These decisions can have real effects on people. We are developing rules and policies. Without regulation, we're really navigating that space as best we can.
Why would updating regulations help you?
Regulation can help us better define what is acceptable and what's not. I think a standardized approach would help platforms all across the board actually give us guidelines where right now there's very few. Technology has changed so quickly, we need the legislative and regulatory space to catch up. Regulation can help us better define what the bounds of those rules should be.
Well, again, this stuff is so out of the bounds of the Constitution and Bill of Rights. These are Trojan horse civilian systems. These people are embedded for a reason. And then they're protected in most cases from any kind of lawsuits and liability, showing you the madness of the system altogether. Madness. M-A-D-ness. Madness. All right, let's keep going down the line because there was a couple other stories that we had to hit. And this one's important, okay? Because no one seems to be talking about it. And we're going to talk a little muskernuts, a little poot here. And we're going to go to your questions and comments after that. But CIA is behind a spate of explosions in Russia. U.S. Army Special Ops veteran claims intelligence agency and NATO ally are conducting sabotage missions. This is Jack Murphy. Now, look. Obviously, take Michael Tracy, an independent journalist, I kind of respect. I like some of his stuff. Tracy himself, think about this. Tracy himself is saying the same thing for months and months and months and months. And outside of just legitimate Central Intelligence Agency or, NATO Command or U.S. Army, Marines, etc. You have so many what? What do you have so many of? You have so many Blackwater clones, mercs, mercenaries, guns for hire, outside of most restrictions in other countries, heavily armed, and totally backed by the U.S. military-industrial complex and the globalists. So those people can run the ops and proxies and take the Starlink dishes and hook them up to the satellites. No problem. No problem. All right. I've ranted. I've raved. I do want to encourage everybody to thumbs it up. If you are new to the channel and you're enjoying what you're seeing, please consider subscribing, going to the Rockfin, making a premium membership. It is $14.99 a month. Guys, I'm sorry. I think it was a big hike. I'm not the happiest about it. I would have liked maybe $11.99, $12.99. It is what it is. It still supports me. So if you do the $15 a month, great over there. And then on top of that, you can lock it in for a year for $1.50. Now, on the other hand, we're doing redvoicemedia.com. And redvoicemedia.com/Jason, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. First hour's always, video-wise, always free across the board on every platform. Okay? And then the second hour goes premium over at redvoicemedia.com. But you can always listen live over at the infowarrior.podbean.com. You can even call in. I'd really love to get more callers, by the way. I would love to make it more of a call-in show. So, Bermas Brigade, come on in. Let's have a conversation. Let's start talking about maybe a day we just do call-ins. And we actually have people gearing up, coming in, listening during the week, and wanting to call in about certain subjects. And I think that would be pretty compelling. But at the same time, after 2 weeks, Red Voice releases all the stuff for free. So you can go to redvoicemedia.com right now, /Jason. You can see a bunch of stuff that was premium weeks ago. And this train's just going to keep moving. So there's going to be a ton of great content over there. All right, let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's take this down, I believe. And there we go. We are now at your questions and comments. The Kerry Lake verdict saddens me. Putin's possible being a WEF tool would nearly break me, like when Braveheart pulled the mask off of the Bruce. Listen, Putin's not fighting the quote-unquote New World Order. He's fighting for his own. He's got his own allied interests. The Belt and Road Initiative is a real deal. His alliances with China and the rest of Europe are a big deal. But he doesn't like Europe and the United States because of the NATO thing. And the fact that they don't like competition. But at the same time, let's talk muskernuts here for a second. SpaceX, his Starlink. There is some kind of an allegiance with the United States, China, and Russia specifically when we're talking about the space program. Why is that? Why is that? I'm sincerely asking. If anybody can put that in a better perspective, I'd love to hear it. Yes, Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry holidays to you as well. Is anyone else suspicious of the death of Trump's first wife? Chuck Schumer made that threat about 6 ways to Sunday get back at you. She was Ivanka's mother. I don't know if there's anything suspicious about, Ivana's death. We covered it when she did die. There's allegations she was very close to Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't have much to say about Ivana. I'm not that well studied on her. But I think, again, we stick to what we can prove. And if there is circumstantial evidence out there about something, we certainly try to cover it. Let's see. Everything is a lie. Well, I don't know, man. Having a good time on Christmas isn't a lie. You know what I'm saying? It's a good time of Grady. Have a great time, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Who is this Klaus Schwab character, and why does he have a platform? I would suggest you check out the work by Johnny Vedmore or a couple of my interviews with Johnny Vedmore specifically on the origin stories of Klaus Schwab, the organizations in which he is a part, not only the mouthpiece Davos, but also inside Harvard, the Bilderberg Group, beyond his mentors, if you will, Kissinger, Galbraith, Herman Kahn. Johnny Vedmore, he does great stuff. Great stuff. Let's see what he got. Hey, friends, kill it with fire. Most unique Christmas to date. Welcome to the genocide of the world brought to you by Israel. I don't know about that, but I certainly know that what they have done, especially during that lockdown period with their populace. I mean, we'll play it again. And maybe after I play this again, and I'll stop and comment on it while we play it, because it's a lot. And I open the show with it because it's a big deal. Big deal. Okay, Merry Christmas, Jason from Scotland. Keep on rocking. Unit 8200, yes, that's one of their intelligence units. The domestic demagogue is a the Gnostic demagogue. Or demiurge. Man, sorry, guys. Sorry. I messed that one up. The Gnostic demiurge is a biological entity. The name Yaldabaoth is like the name Rumpelstiltskin. I call this critter a slug monster, but lion-headed dragon worm is more appropriate. No idea about that one, guys. It's not Jesus' birthday, and that's not even his name. And he wasn't white. This day is for corporate scum and control over people. If you let it be. I mean, I look at it as a day that I'm going to spend with my friends and family, and really a series of days, but specifically on Christmas, where we're going to enjoy each other's company after some gifts. And it's something to look forward to. And really, again, it's for the kids. The smiles on the kids' face are really what it constantly makes it worthwhile for me and what it's about to me. Just saying. And I don't doubt that everything you just said isn't true or possible. I don't know. I'm 43 years old. I didn't live thousands of years ago in biblical times. I don't read Aramaic. I don't have access to all the scrolls that made the Bible. I can't interrogate the prophets. I wasn't there at the crucifixion. I'm just saying. When I say I stick to what I can prove, I certainly don't knock people's religions at all. And in fact, I think it's the love of Christmas and the unity of togetherness, of family, and those values that also make this day special. Put it out there. Data. Yep, Johnny. Politicians give Schwab and his ilk a platform. Johnny, Jordan Peterson is an effing sellout. There's a new animal at the zoo, half lion, half dragon. The front half is lion and the back half is dragon. Doodles Weaver. more Nazi experiments. And they're talking about the video I played earlier. Oh, how nice. Lab rats. Demerge just means fashioneer. And I know the fashion industry is corrupt, but these critters are up the Vatican. Is that what was said there? Up the Vatican? What do we got here? Patty Weimers, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Merry Christmas, Patty. You've been a long time. Oh man, look at that. What do we got here? Oh, we gotta say a thank you in a second. By the way, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share, everybody. And we're gonna get back to Netanyahu in a minute. Steve, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a big one right there. But these critters are up the Vatican. The database is great to show how much harm has been done to people with, I can't say that on the air. I can't say that on the air because I'm not going to say that on the air. We on YouTube now. I'm just going to play a little Benjamin Netanyahu.
One example, so you'll see, because I don't want to bore you with detailed plans, but they are detailed in my mind. We came out of COVID first. I described that in my book, My Conversations with Albert Bourla of Pfizer. And I persuaded him to give tiny Israel the necessary vaccines to get us out first from the COVID. And the reason I could do that is because we have a database, 98%, a medical database, 98% of our population.
So I just want to reiterate, he started with detailed plans, and they are detailed. Okay, so again, this isn't by the skin of his nuts. Okay, they know what they plan to do to their population.
Has digitized medical records and little card, and anywhere you go in any hospital in Israel, north, south, doesn't make any difference. Boom, you punch it in, and you know everything about this patient for the last 20 years.
Now, that's going mega. It's not just the medical stuff. I mean, if you haven't seen the new videos of the Whole Foods where it's a QR scan to get in, and then you just walk out, and it just takes away like whatever credit system or money system or digital asset system that you just took away with your food, they're going for it. And the reason I brought that up is because when we talk about, medical surveillance and we talk about digital monetary systems, we also have to talk about the biology of what we put in our bodies and the food systems. And even the systems of trade, they are all locked in together.
I said, we'll use that to tell you whether these vaccines, what do they do to people, not individual people, not with their individual identities, but statistically, what does it do to people with, meningitis? What does it do to people with high blood pressure? What is it? You want to know that. So Israel became, if you will, the lab for Pfizer. And that's how we did it. We got it out. And we gave the information to the world. Not only it's been published in medical magazines and so on.
And honestly, you got to give them credit. The studies that came out of there, some of them might have been pretty damning to certain narratives. I don't want to spread any misinformation. I'm just saying a lot of the early studies may have gone against things Anthony Fauci and the crew said.
That's a database we have. I intend to bring on that database of personal medical records for entire population, a genetic database.
The entire population. Most people will volunteer. They'll just go for it.
Okay? Give me a saliva sample. Volunteer. But I'm sure most people would do it. Maybe we'll pay them. Now we have a genetic record on a medical record of a robust population. You have to have diversified populations. We have people from 100 lands. This is a very powerful engine. Now let pharma companies, let medical companies, let them run algorithms on this database, okay? I'm telling you right away that I'll give preference for a few years to Israeli firms, but you can create, and then to the world, but you can create, a biotechnological industry that is unheard of right now.
Unheard of. It's right there in your face. He's so excited about it. So excited.
Unheard of. Unimagined even. And these are just the examples. We can become Stave off Iran, become a light unto the nations in groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking. There he is. All right, we're going to come down the line, take a few more questions and comments. I do want to make sure that my Rockfin peeps are taken care of. Who's got the... Oh, that's you, Patty. You did the Tipsky and Hutch over there. Appreciate that so much. All right. Let's keep going down. Demur, yep. The database is great to show... Oh, can't say that. The dude is the devil. Corporal Pun intended it. Okay. Haha, what a prune. Lab rats. 9. Netan threatened the entire UN in a speech 5 years ago, and he knew exactly what was coming. Not going to happen. He's got a slug parasite in his chest. That's why they use to impale the heart or decapitate vampires. He's a nut job murderer. No thanks, Bibby. LOL. They want your blood and heartbeat in the cloud. Yeah, that's not a joke. Look at them hoes. Rumor has it the U.S. military stocked up on guillotines between Sotero and Smurf. The cover story is that the fastest way to mass... What is going on? Is this the person that just keeps writing nonsense? I mean, there are no guillotines. There are no white hats. Nothing's... Guys, stop. Anybody who believes that nonsense, get out of here. It's not what we're here for. We're here for a Merry Christmas. No meta, no jab. Jason, red is your color. Nice jacket. It's Christmas time. There's a thrift store find that I actually got while I was working at the bar, not for a Christmas party, although I used it a couple times for some Santa stuff as well, but to be the devil. I have the little horns. Yes, the devil. Let's see. Merry Christmas, Jason and the brigade. Had a great Christmas yesterday with the family. Hope you all have one too. God bless you, Flick. Very happy to hear that. That is a nice red jacket. Nothing to see here, folks. These folks are qualified to move to any position, musical chairs. Santa and all the worker elves are the lab rats. What up? What up, G-Shell? Going to have to apologize. I don't know what that means. Checking in. Aloha. Let's see. Itching, you say? Better check for bed bugs after sleeping in hotels. Yuck. Bah humbug. Sorry, Johnny. For science, Marantz was my first high five. It's not a bad little mic. Not a bad little mic. A holiday where people go broke for family that has no family values anymore. I try to keep it in the range. Keep the smiles in the range. That red suit reminds me of Rod Roddy from The Price is Right. Yes! Come on down! Come on down. I checked. It's a new car! I checked out at Christmas, but I'm cooking. Oh, let's see. That's not all true either. I'm not going to read that. They found this surveillance technology underground back in the 50s. They have been running the world forever. I don't know what that means either. New Zealand has had cameras set up. It was happening just before you know what. They're pitching all this for the real killer virus to fearmonger people into this tracking system. That's a big jump. It's a big jump. Yikes. What's this Merry Christmas one? That's what we're going. Lots of chatter. I think we're gonna end it here. I know it's a short one, but I got a lot to record later on, and I'm gonna rest up. I'm gonna have some more fun. I wanted to come in, do those stories. I absolutely love you guys. Couldn't do without you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I hope you're having a blast out there, and I will see you on the flip side.